Hey there, and welcome to this week's Throwback Thursday. And on this episode, myself and Pirate Pete will be telling you all about what unicorn shoes can tell you about customer budgets. So stay tuned to find out more. Let me just start by saying welcome. And also, I'm going to set Pirate Pete because Pirate Pete is going to get us to time. Because we're on time. This is 10 minutes. 10 minutes of amazing stuff. Hi, Velosa. Oh, I can't. I'm sorry. It's so small. I can't always read it. So today we are talking about really exciting things. The really exciting things, of course, being unicorn shoes. Hey, Pirate Pete. Yes, special mention. I'm going to talk today about dealing with a really important question that we all come up against, which is a budget question. When we ask, or people ask us, what's the budget? Actually, what's that question all about and how we're going to deal with it? So now we've got a few people with us, and let me introduce myself. My name is Victoria Fleming. I'm from Buzztastic, based up here in the northeast of England, and I'm a sales trainer and consultant. But enough about me, because that's not why you tuned in, is it? I'm going to talk to you all about that budget question. So what's the question I'm talking about? Well, the first thing is, I want to preface this with the fact that you've been told to ask this question. If you've been on traditional sales training, one of the things that they will have said to you is you should ask this question. You should ask your customer, what's the budget? What budget are you working to as part of your qualification process? I don't think you should. And that's what I'm going to talk about today. I want you to really think in this session about why are you asking that question, what you want to get out of it, and actually, is it going to be useful to you or not? Because quite often we're asking it, it's not helpful. Yeah, no, don't ask the question. I'm going to start by giving you a great example of how that question doesn't work for you. Yeah, it's never a great idea to ask that question. So the first thing is, why do we ask the question? Well, we ask the question so we can actually identify the parameter of what our client or our customer is actually thinking about or has available to spend on our products or services. And in some organisations, that's felt to be a great way, quite early stage, to identify the amount of time and effort that you spend on that prospect. And sometimes, worse than ever, actually what sort of product we pitch that client or prospect. Well, I really disagree with it. And I disagree with that because I know all about unicorn shoes. I've got a picture. Are you ready? Look at these. Can you see them? These are unicorn shoes. Are these like the coolest shoes in the world? Look, they've even got a detachable tail. Yeah, they're literally like, oh my God, Natalie, they are amazing. Heather, you totally managed. Velosa, you honestly should see these in the flesh. This is just a picture. Right, this is, I can't talk to you about wearing them. The thing is, I just want to ask a question. I got an email about these shoes at 10 a.m. on a Friday morning. 10 a.m. They were going on sale at 12 at lunchtime, 2 hours time. My question is, what was my budget for unicorn shoes? What was my budget? It was 0. So if you said to me, would you like to buy some shoes? I would have said, no, I don't want to buy any shoes. I don't need shoes. Trust me, those of you who know me, I did not need shoes. The next thing would have been, would you like to spend an enormous amount of money on some shoes that you haven't even seen and you're going to buy off the internet? And I just said, don't be ridiculous. Of course I wouldn't. And then I got an email. And the email went like this. It went, look, we have unicorn shoes with unicorns on the bottom of them. They go all the way up your leg and they'd be perfect and amazing for summer. Look, they have a glittery unicorn tail on them and a pattern on the sole. Wow, look, they even have a detachable tail. Guess what I did at 12 o'clock? I bought the damn shoes. And this is my point. They have a tail. They do have a tail. It's a detachable tail. It's the most amazing thing in the world. So my point is, first off, do we always have a budget for something that we might end up buying? And the answer to that question is, if I wear them for talking point of business, I can put them down as business expenses. The point is, quite often we don't have a budget for stuff that we go out and buy. But if we see enough of a need and we have enough desire built up, what do? We find the money. We find the money. That money came from my shopping for food budget. That's okay, I'll stop and I'll keep the shoes. So that's my first thing. My first question is that actually, do you need to know the question? Because if it's so important and it's so critical to someone's business or someone's life, pretty much people will find the money. The second thing is I want to ask you, right, this is like hands in the air, and as you can't put hands in the air, you have to message, so get your fingers ready. Get your fingers ready on the messagey thing. I want to ask you the question, has anybody, oh, thanks for the hearts. Has anybody ever asked you what your budget is? Have they asked you what your budget is? Just give me anything in the comments. Yes, Natalie, they've asked Natalie for their comments. Yes, in America they've asked, yes. No, Tiana, no one's ever asked you what your budget is. Talking point, yes. All right, so people ask us what their budget is. Right, next question is, did you tell them the truth? Yes, they've asked you and you hate it. Yeah. Did you tell them the truth? No. You don't even tell the truth, do you? Because you think, you know what, as soon as I tell them what my budget is, guess how much? Yeah, you ran like the wind. It's so much pressure on you as a buyer. But the other thing is as well, you start to think, well, if I tell them it's £1,000, how much is going to be what they're going to try and sell me? It's going to be £1,000, and that's because we're distrustful. So the first thing we do is we lie in any case. We say we've got £200. So it's not very helpful. Hi, Jerry. Hi. Oh, yeah, I'll not tell them anyway. So the point is, when people ask us, we lie anyway. So even if we ask the question and we get a response, we're not going to tell the truth in any case. So actually, what is the point of us as salespeople asking that question? We're not going to get the truth. People don't like it. They hate it. And actually, if it's important, people will find the money. If you build enough need and desire, people will find the money. So what do we need to know? The office looks tidy. This corner of the office looks really tidy. Thanks. Special tidying. So what we need to think about instead is, what do we actually need to do to build value? Because the bottom line is, it doesn't matter how much someone's budget is, it doesn't change the actual cost of our products or services, and it also doesn't change the value that we offer. We still offer enormous value. So for that very reason, what we need to focus on instead is what we offer and what we can deliver. So my suggestion is, scratch that question altogether and instead focus in on your delivery. What you need to get at the bottom of is what actually is going to get your customer or your prospect so excited that they are going to say, that's great, that's exactly the solution I want, that is what I need. And then price becomes a secondary point. One of the reasons why quite often we get hung up on all of that is because we rush into the money on things. Whereas what we should be doing is looking at the solution. What solution can we offer this individual? And I'm very big on outcomes. So my takeaway tip is here, think about your customer's outcome. What outcome are they looking for? Get them to describe the situation. Ask them, what would this, completely, Tiana, focus on the solution. What would be actually an ideal world for them? What does it look like? What does it sound like? What does it feel like? And once we can actually get to the bottom of that, we can talk about how we can then actually go in and support on that. Oh, thank you, Velosa. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Once we do that, that's how we can actually start to get straight past this. And it doesn't matter about the budget. From my point of view, Christine, oh, hi, Christine. Oh, hello. Sorry, I hadn't recognised you from your handle there. So once we actually know that, we can focus right in on it. And that's what's really important. So for me, I think scratch the money, scratch all of that. Don't talk about that. Focus on your customer or your prospect as a human being. Focus on what's working for them at the moment. Focus on what's not. Talk to them about actually what they're doing to overcome some of the challenges they've got in front of them at the moment. Because the other thing is, you're not stupid and I'm not stupid. So if I know that I've got any kind of problem or issue within my business or personally, I'm likely to have done or be doing something about it. So again, from your point of view, it'd be great to find out what you're doing at the moment. How's that working out for you? What would it look like if we actually did something different? What would it feel like? What we're going to do now is we're going to pull this session to a close, but I'm going to point you somewhere. I'm going to point you off now to somewhere a bit new where I'm going to be sharing some additional content before we move on to this next step around building value. So I would like you to go and check out my new website. It's new, so I hope you enjoy it. It's buzztastic.co.uk. Oh, hi Francis, a question from Sweden. Yes, of course, if you've got a question from Sweden, jump in. Yes, sorry guys, I've got halfway through telling you about the very exciting website. It's buzztastic.co.uk, and I want you to go there, and I would like you to have a look at our Superstars of Sales page. It's new, it's all content driven. You can choose where you are in your sales journey, and actually we've got some really tailored content that's going to be made available in each of the different groups there. So yeah, it's, Natalie, thank you. The new website is very specific. Oh my goodness, Francis, what will I vote on the 23rd and who do I think will win? I think we will end up staying in. I am not sure what I'm doing yet. And it's perfect timing. That's Pirate Pete telling us that our time for today is up. Hey, thanks so much for watching. It's been great to have you along for the ride, and I'd love to see you next time. So hit the subscribe button and ding that bell to make sure that you know next time we post up a video. Until then, just remember to keep being sales-tastic.